Welcome to the Real Estate Reserve Podcast with your hosts, Jason Balin and Ian Horowitz.
What's up?
What's up, man?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Share everybody. Share with everybody in the audience what you're watching on the other screen right now.
Oh, sure. Hold on one second. Let me see if I can pull one up. Hold on one second. Here. Well, now it's. Here we go. All right. Share screen. Application window. Currently, can you see that?
Yeah,
Currently, right now, I think they have.
Make that bigger if you can.
Yeah, I think it's going to play in the background.
So they're blowing up Baltimore.
Yeah.
Blowing up multiple houses in Baltimore.
Yeah, they blew up 4 houses in Baltimore. Unfortunately, I think one person died, so that's quite the impressive scene.
Wait. So they purposely blew this up to get rid of these houses?
No. It looks like a gas explosion.
Oh, got it.
4 houses. I think they had 6 or 7 people trapped. I think one person did pass away. I don't know how many other people are stuck, but I know there was a bunch of kids stuck the last that I heard. So
wow.
Anyway,
nice
stuff.
All right, well, I just took that offline. So, yeah, everybody, welcome to the Real Estate Reserve Podcast. Beautiful, what's the day? Monday, August 10th. Hope everybody is well. If this is the first time just tuning in, we're going to have a ton of fun. We bring local guests in. They share their experiences related to their businesses. So we've got a special guest for you that's going to hop on in about 30 seconds or so. If this is not your first time listening or watching live, welcome back. If you enjoy what you see, feel free to share this with your friends. And as always, comment any questions you have below. We typically go on for a good bit of time, so happy to answer any questions that you have related to real estate or marketing or business or finance. And the joke that we typically have is if we're not on here publicly talking with everybody, Ian and I are just on the phone talking to ourselves. So, Ian, you're on like a bunch of different ones over here. I don't even know which one's you anymore.
You're on the right one. I'm up.
Okay, got it.
I just logging in. So
okay, got it. Well, go ahead. You want to introduce our guest?
Yeah, so we do have the pleasure of having a friend of mine who was also a fireman for Baltimore and has taken the leap. And it relates to the conversation that we had the other day about me moving on to something else. And Taymon actually did take that leap of faith. He retired or quit, however you would like to look at it, from the fire department, I think last August. So we're coming up on a year. And he is out there loving life, and he does insurance for real estate investors, small businesses. So we thought it'd be a great person to have on here and discuss not only just the insurance side of things, but his mindset shift to move on and to be able to take that leap of faith. So why don't we bring Taymon in?
What's up, Taymon? How are you?
Good morning, guys. How's it going today?
Good morning.
Good morning. Right now, you in Florida or you in Maryland? Where are you at?
No, right now I'm in Florida right now.
Oh man, so you're really living that good life, huh?
No, the good thing about being in this business, you can work wherever you at. So, wherever I'm setting up shop, I just plan to go.
True. Let me ask you a question. So I know you've owned this insurance company for about 3 years. But you quit the fire department about a year ago. How many days, not weeks, months, or years, how many days did you move to Florida after you quit the fire department?
Well, I didn't move to Florida, and I didn't quit the fire department. Well, I got injured, and I actually came back, and I got re-injured again. So this whole process of me starting a business and being injured was all meshed up in one. But of course, when I couldn't return to work, my desire to grow a business became even bigger. The insurance industry is very lucrative. It's very huge, very vast what we can do. So, I've been enjoying this journey. It's been ups and downs, more ups. And it's been wonderful.
Yeah, that's very cool. So do you think, let's skip the insurance stuff for a second. Let's just get right into the mindset stuff. So when you got hurt, was that what motivated you, realizing that in any instance, it could be taken from you? Or what was your motivating factor to get your insurance company started and, to move it to where you have today?
Well, actually, just getting into the insurance industry, period, was like brushed upon me. One day I was on Medic 6 and got a call for an accident on Harford Road, and I think it was Eccledale. And when I got to the scene, it was my wife and kids there. They was actually coming to the firehouse to surprise me. And long story short, they was okay, but my insurance company was giving me the runaround. And, I said, well, let me just read up on insurance. And at the whole time, my mindset was just, I'm still the fireman, paramedic. I just want to find something to do part-time, just to supplement my income. And I was going to actually go work for Allstate. And I don't know what happened. I walked in Allstate. She was a nice lady. But, something in the back of my head said, I read something about being independent. Let me see what that lane is like. And once I explored it, it just pretty much was this history from there, because I was able to get access to not just one carrier being with one company. I had access to now numerous carriers all across the country, all types of insurance. So, independent was definitely, an eye opener for me, and I'm glad I went that route.
Yeah, very nice. So what do you specialize in your insurance company? Do you have one thing that you specialize in, or do you cover everything?
We cover everything, but our main niches is small business owners, commercial insurance, and of course, real estate investing. We insure apartments, multifamily duplexes, single family rentals. We come out to events network like with guys like you, hard money bankers and stuff like that. And we just, we insure people real estate assets, new home buyers. We do seminars all across the DMV to educate home buyers about buying homes. So commercial, real estate is our two main niches in our agency, but again, we offer everything.
Nice. Have you seen much of a change in the insurance with everything with the COVID going on, at least for the real estate investor side of things? We have a lot of real estate investors on here and small business owners. Has there been any major changes that have taken place since March that have affected insurance rates, either increase, decrease, or any additional requirements that you're seeing with everything going on during this crazy time?
Well, one thing I've seen during this crazy time is the job security aspect. And with here, this agency, we're creating opportunities for people who's maybe lost their job through the pandemic, and they're trying to find something where they can still, supplement their income, but still try to find their way out here in the world while they figure out their employment. So the main thing I've seen during the COVID is, the job security aspect is out the window now. People are looking for opportunities. People are looking for investments. They're looking to do real estate insurance. So I think now this pandemic has opened up a hole where, it's been a curse, but it's been a blessing in a lot of ways in the business industry.
Yeah, the craziest thing about insurance, especially with real estate investors, is investors just don't like taking insurance seriously because they don't. Number one, it's not a sexy topic, right? It's like, I'll just put insurance on the property. And obviously, we've done thousands of loans. Ian's done, hundreds, if not thousands of real estate transactions. And I've seen just like you as running and owning an insurance company, like I've seen proper insurance in place that hasn't got paid out and premiums. I've seen not the right insurance in place. And I feel like so many people just don't take it serious. And I don't know. I guess I don't know if it's lack of education or not caring or it's not a sexy topic. But it's, if you're doing a fix and flip and you don't have a builder's risk insurance policy and you have a tenant occupied policy or have a homeowner's insurance policy, there's no point. You're not going to get paid out if you need the insurance. Like it's one of those things that it's. Any type of insurance, property insurance, title insurance, it's a small price to pay. Everyone wants to skimp to try to save a few bucks, and then it's not going to do anything anyways. We're constantly working with title insurance companies. We're constantly working with property insurance companies because, after a certain amount of time, stuff, shit happens. We all see it. And the time you don't think it's going to happen, it's going to happen. It's unpreventable, right? It's
one of those things where, I see it all the time. Like insurance is one of those last things that people think about. When you go to the car dealership, you walk around the dealership, you buy the car, but you don't have no insurance. People buy a home, they wait till the week before closing, they think about insurance. Business owners build their website, they open up the doors to their business, but they don't have no insurance. But the insurance is what's going to pay you out in those times of trouble. Insurance cuts the check when you need it. So it should be at the top of everyone's list, but this is one of those things. Well, I just educate my clients the best way I can once I get in their ear to let them know that this is the most important thing for your own business.
And I think you're in a business that, for a lot of years, it was always the insurance guy was, that salesman that you always just kind of avoided. And I think it kind of has a little aura about it that, whether it's good or bad, a lot of people view insurance as like, oh my God. And I'll tell you what, we've been there. We've had a few insurance agents. Customer service has always been good, but it's just, some things you can't control is the rates, especially in Baltimore. And I don't know how much you study up on the Baltimore market. I know, at least with the realtor, with real estate investing side of things, is unfortunately the mayor, they don't look at the crime statistics, the fire statistics, and the other things that start driving these rates up. And it makes it tough when you have 100 houses and everything goes up by $50 a year over a few years. It makes it real tough. Is there anything that you can do or anything that people should be aware of, like when they're pricing out their insurance, like one caveat that you should make sure that you're covered for, or one cost saving measure, some sort of tip that you give everybody?
Well, one thing I've noticed now as of late, companies are doing a lot more property inspections for insurance. So it's no longer, you give me the address and here you go, you got the insurance. The companies, they will allow the insurance to go into property, but now they're sending people out to inspect the properties to make sure that they're even insured or if they're even insured correctly. So the main thing is knowing, that your property is, in good standing. Okay. Make sure that, if it's vacant, that it's properly secured for builder's risk, because they're going to look at things like that. So that's the main thing I'm seeing, that insurance companies are now definitely having a foot on the street as far as looking at properties out there as far as investments is concerned.
Yeah, no, they should. And I was actually under the impression that they've always kind of done it, and people just don't realize that they do it because it happens. It happens behind the scenes. If you lie to an insurance company and tell them that it's a tenant occupied property and you're going to get a cheaper rate, and then you end up going and renovating it or keeping it vacant, they'll cancel your policy. But it's not even about that. I don't even know who's trying. People are trying to cut corners. The real issue is, believe me, when an insurance company is going to stroke a check to you, they're going to do due diligence.
Yes.
Listen, we've been paid out on rental properties that burnt down. We've had $1 million insurance policies that I've had to go to other states to sue to try to collect, or we're the lender on. So I've been through all this, you've been through all this, and it isn't worth it. Have the right policy in place, because that insurance company is bigger than you, and they're stronger than you, and they got more assets and more resources than you do, and they're going to fight to the death to not give you a penny. And again, that's not to scare somebody. If they need to pay out because you have the proper policy in place, they will pay out. But let's talk a little bit about making the leap to starting the insurance company. I know you talked about some of the whys and the reasons why, but investing in real estate or starting a business or buying a franchise or anything, right? It's all the same, right? For the most part, it's got to be something that you're interested in, something that you have the resources for, something that you want to do that's attainable. And typically, in general, businesses that have a higher barrier to entry have less competition. Potentially, the rewards could be higher. We all know, it's no secret that real estate in general, there's a low barrier to entry, right? So you have a ton of investors in this space. Now, don't get me wrong, to be a good real estate investor, you need a lot of resources. You got to work hard, and it's not a cakewalk. What did you need when you started the insurance industry? Was this as easy as taking a test, putting money to buy a license? What's the process to create a business like that?
Well, the initial part is very easy. You do take a state exam. First you take a Maryland or whatever state you're in pre-licensing course, and then you sit for the state exam. But once you pass the state exam, you get your insurance license. You have two ways to go. You can go work in a captive agency, like Allstate, State Farm, Geico, but they only sell those products. Or you can go to an independent brokerage and work in their agency where they have numerous carriers, and you can get your feet wet there. But for me, I wasn't looking for another job because I already been working all my life. I've been working since I was 14 years old. So when I decided to get my license and I knew I didn't want to go captive, I said, you know what? I'm just going to build this stuff from the ground up. I'm not going to most agents I hear, they buy a book of business and they just service it. All of my clients was 100% organically that I entered into my agency as part of my family here. And being independent was no other route I could actually go. The type of person I am, I want to be able to take care of my destiny, call my own shots, be able to set my own standards for what I wanted to do. And my standards was growing one of the biggest independent agencies that I can possibly grow. And I'm succeeding.
And how did you learn the ropes to do that? Like, is there books to read? Is there mentors? Is there classes to take? Like, or you stumbled across it? Because like in hard money lending, I stumbled across it, right? Like, I mean, obviously I knew some people on a small scale that were doing it, so I could ask questions. But like, they didn't have a to-do manual or a coaching course or mentorship to do that stuff. Like, did you just kind of learn as you went along, or did you take a course? How did that work?
No, I just learned as I went along, trial and error. When I first started, I didn't have no carriers. I just had an insurance license. And then I got one carrier, built a book of business, started reaching out to more carriers. A lot of carriers don't want to talk to new agents if they don't have a book of business. So I had to overcome that. I had to build a book of business any way I can. I was going to small business owners. I was calling homeowners, calling realtors, going to investor meetings, trying to network, try to build that book of business so I become more personable or more approachable to the carriers that I'm trying to get appointed with. And as that grew, I was able to get appointed with pretty much everybody in the country, Allstate, Nationwide, the Hartford, Progressive, everyone, just on that hard work of building that book of business.
Yeah. Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but I think that's like a valid point, is that, a lot of guys, when they look at, like, say, me or Jason or even you now, you're going to say, oh man, they just had that luck. But like, to hear what you've gone through over the past 2 years of cutting your teeth, of saying you might started out with the worst carrier, but you got somebody to sign up, and then you could leverage that to go, say, I did another one the same way. I bought my first house in the worst area in the neighborhood, one of the not more desirable neighborhoods in Baltimore, and we've worked our way up to quality assets. It's still the same thing. You cut your teeth, trial by error, and you went out and you took action. And I think a lot of people nowadays, especially, the mindset is well, I just deserve it. Like, give it to me, versus going out there and cutting your teeth and getting dirty. I remember you come to the meetings, you're like, let me get your insurance, let me quote you out. I was like, I appreciate it. But that left the lasting impression. If I ever got requoted out, I'm calling Taymon. You know what I mean? And when you go out there and actually cut their teeth and do the dirty work still is great to see.
Yeah, thanks, man. I appreciate it. But the industry we both in real estate and insurance, combined, this is like a $1 trillion industry.
Right.
And it's one of those things, if you work it right, you can build yourself a sustainable income, create that financial freedom that word goes around so much, but so few people know how to obtain it. As long as you do that initial, that hard work, put your blood, sweat, and tears in it, it will grow to something that you never knew it could grow to. So.
Right. And for those that don't know, in the fire department, you worked 24-hour shifts. You're gone from your family for 24 hours. How has your mind shift? How has your personal life changed now that you've taken action, you've built a business, you've actually, I'm sorry that you got hurt and you went out that way, but either way, you've moved on and done bigger and better things. How has your lifestyle changed, or how has your family life changed, having more free time, I would assume?
Well, my whole underlying reason when I started this was for them. When I started thinking about ways to make money, so I hadn't worked so many callbacks.
Right.
And, I was on a medic when I left the fire department, and I was working, overtime month the yin-yang. Now, I was making the money, but I was leaving my family at home. So I just started thinking of different ways. How can I, shift my time, but still make the money and be with my family, And now that I have this insurance agency and we're making this business grow, I can see that I can shift my time more with my family, but still provide for them, and that's the beauty of being in business for yourself, being able to control your time. People say financial freedom, it can mean it to different people for many different reasons. It can mean that your bills are just covered for the month and you're financially free for that month. Some people want the 10 Bentleys in the driveway.
Correct.
For me, I just want to be able to sustainably take care of my family, but also provide and get a substantial income in the process.
Yeah, and that brings up is actually going to lead us into, I think, Friday's conversation that we're going to have about a book review. Is, we swapped time for money at the fire department, right? And people have that narrow mindset of, I'm getting my pension, I'll be good, don't worry about it, I'm getting my pension, versus saying there's bigger, better. We have a pretty free lifestyle on our schedule. However, we're swapping a lot of time for money versus now you're out there, and sure, you're like you said, it's $1 trillion business. Real estate's a massive business. Insurance is another great one. It's just like real estate assets. You start building your book of business, you're growing your net income every month, and it's very cool. And actually, me and Jason were having a 40-minute conversation before we did this interview. Everyone's like, "Oh, where your interviews been?" It's like, well, me and Jason talked before, and we wanted to go now we can. 40 minutes, then we do the interview, and we want to talk for 40 minutes after. So sometimes it takes up a lot of our day. But it really makes you look deep inside, and you make a valid point. What is financial freedom? It's not just finances. It could be personal beliefs for you too, So
Yep.
Very cool that you're living your journey, you're moving along, living your what you want to do.
Yep.
So
Yep. And I just enjoy just the aspect of each day, like in the fire department, we never knew what we were going to encounter each day. And it's a shame with the industry I'm in now, I never know what my phone is going to ring for. So I like that, the switch up of who's going to be on the other end, what type of help they're going to need. So it keeps me busy, keeps me on my toes, and keeps me active. So I like it.
Yeah, nobody ever calls just to say hi, right?
No, not that. But that's cool though. The good thing is that they call me, so I could be sitting around twiddling my thumbs. So
there you go.
What's kind of the next steps for you related to the insurance business? I mean, are you in like the I'm gonna grind and grow spot? I've got the what's the word process down. And right now it's just kind of just adding to the pipeline and growing. Like, do you have staff, or is it just you? How's that set up?
No, actually we have a team of agents. We have 8 agents that's on staff with us. And pretty much now we're just in grind and grow mode. But my thing now is more so duplicating myself, helping other people create that residual income, creating that extra base where they don't have to solely rely on a 9-to-5 and a W-2, because insurance is, I was starting this in the back of an ambulance, reading insurance information on the way to shooting calls and stuff like that. So it's one of those things where I knew I wanted to do this. So as long as someone knows they wants to do this, you can build a nice size life for yourself. But for the future holds, we just launched our investment company. As far as we specialize in commercial investing, but that is, just the tip of the iceberg where I want to go with, as far as just being an entrepreneur. We have many different ventures that we're looking to do, but these are 2 main things that we're like operating on right now, and we're just happy and blessed right now.
Very cool. Yeah, you have a good positive outlook on life, and I think that helps a lot. And you turn a bad situation into a good one. Is there a book or podcast, or is there anything that you listen to or like to watch that could help other business owners to get a good mindset?
The one book that I read a lot, let me see here. Well, as far as an insurance agent, the book that I read, of course, is the Think and Grow Rich book. But another one I read is one that was written by someone that's in my insurance group. His name is Brett Grossman, and it's called How to Kick Ass Like an Insurance Pro. And it's actually a good book. And it just talks about, how to handle your clients and how to close on sales. But more so, in this industry, the more people you talk to, the more your income is going to grow. So I always just teach my agents that, not trying to be a one-trick pony, but just try to service their clients' needs, and you always work out better at the end.
Yeah, and the crazy thing is your business model. All businesses are the same, right? It's the same kind of setup. It just depends on what widget you're selling or what widget you're buying. And like you said, you've got eight agents that you got to manage. Like now you just went into management. Sales manager role, right? Like at this point, it's kind of like, okay, now I'm coaching, now I'm mentoring, now I'm in this. So it's great. And I think a lot of people, when they have a mature business, I'm trying to figure out a good way to explain this. So many real estate investors tell me they want to be a full-time real estate investor, but it's like, well, do you know what that means to be a full-time real estate investor? That just doesn't mean like, hey, I'm going to flip a few properties and buy a few rentals here and there. If you're going to be a full-time real estate investor, you're going to be hiring and firing and coaching and mentoring. You're going to be, raising capital. You're going to be doing this. You're going to be doing that, and that's fine. You can do that, but be careful what you wish for sometimes. And I'll tell you the biggest thing that so many people, and you can probably somewhat attest to this at the beginning, maybe now, is managing employees and managing staff is challenging. Like it's a different role. Unfortunately, it's not like you don't have the mindset of like, oh, I'm paying you money to take care of it. Like it doesn't work like that.
No.
I mean, they're family members to you. They have to be treated like family members. It's just interesting. So, and you learn, and I'm sure you're learning some of this stuff firsthand right now as your company grows, that it's not just writing an insurance policy for someone and breaking off, the fee on it. There's a lot more that goes on into it.
And I always tell them, like, when I bring someone on, you have to see my vision and how I see things, because, everyone's going to come in with different ideas and thoughts on how things should be done and ran. But I always learn, from a mentor, people who's been in the places I've done, you got to walk in those same footsteps. You got to grow your business organically. You can't be, just a commission sales rep person. Everything that come out your mouth, you sound like you're trying to sell someone. Those things don't fly in this industry. And I always say, put people before profits. If you put people before profits, your business will grow. No matter what type of business you're in. If you put that people over profit, you'll win every time.
Yep.
Yeah, and I think all three of us share that, in your business, in Jason's business with all of his borrowers and his investors, and the same thing up with us for our tenants and our investors. They come first. What's the best place people can find you? Facebook page, email address, phone number. Where's the best place we can find you?
Well, I'm all over social media. My website is www.tlbigllc.com. That's TLBIGLLC.com. We're on Facebook under TL Brown Insurance Group, and we're on Instagram under Protecting Lifestyles. So check us out. Any links on those pages, you can book an appointment with us, call us up, and someone will be right there to service your needs.
Is that right? TLBIGLLC?
Big, B-I-G.
Oh, B-I-G.
Yeah, LLC.com.
TLBIGLLC.com. There we go.
Yeah, if you just want to put a comment either on my page or Hard Money Bankers or wherever, and just say hi so people can find you. Because people will view this afterwards, people listen to this on the podcast, and it give a good way for them to come find you.
Cool. I appreciate it. I appreciate you guys for having me on. This has been an honor, Jason, and being an entrepreneur and going on this journey, it gets rough, but at the same time, it's worth it though. It's totally worth it. So,
it's worth it. I'm going on 13 years. Ian's going on, Ian, 6 years?
Yeah, coming up, 6, 7. So.
Okay, cool.
Nothing better than we want to do.
Right.
Nothing better. So, all right, well, we certainly appreciate it, and we'll, maybe we'll touch base in a few months and potentially have you back on and, reassess where everything is then.
Okay, cool. Appreciate it. I look forward for the invite. Thanks again.
Thanks, Ken. See you.
Yeah, I mean, I love chatting with entrepreneurs in general, and it's good to have a change and not just straight real estate investing or real estate investors, because, to be honest, real estate investing, and this is kind of crazy to say, but sometimes it's a little bit boring, right? If hey, I'm going to go flip another house, I'm going to buy a rental property. Like, it's good to check out other things, and as far as I'm concerned, if you have the proper mindset to be a business owner or an entrepreneur, you're going to be successful in any business that you'll be. If it's not real estate, it's going to be something else. And that's fine. I know we target towards real estate. I mean, personally, I don't love flipping houses or owning rental properties. And that's why I do the lending side, because that's something that I enjoy. It's whatever you want. And, obviously we always talk about, hey, well, what happens if you sell your company or if you decide to go into another business? It's like, okay, well, we'll be successful in that business, whatever it is. Whatever, I haven't really thought too in depth of where that would be. Probably something in kind of the marketing world, because I enjoy that type of stuff. But it doesn't matter. This is just the platform. Real estate investing is just the platform.
Yeah, and I think Taymon brings up a lot of valid points of he's grinding and growing his business the same way I grinded and did the first rental property I ever did, or the first flip we ever did, or the first wholesale. How do we do it? We cut our teeth by trying rather than keep reading books, right? Like that's what Taymon did. You did your first loan because you stumbled across it. It worked for you. Once you figured it out, you exploded your business.
Yeah, and he's going to continue to have a lot of speed bumps over the way, over the life expectancy. Everybody is. We are too. There's things, even though I've seen a lot of stuff, there's things that we see that that we hadn't seen in the past, and you learn from it every day. So there's no doubt he'll be successful. He's already successful in it, and he's only had it for a few years. So
yeah,
nice.
I think it's definitely a win. So sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I think we were going to say that Friday we both should be done this most recent book that you got me to read or listen to. And I think we're going to jump on and have a book review on Friday.
Cool.
For any of those that want to join in on the book review, if you've read The Fast Lane Millionaire by MJ DeMarco, or if you're going to read it, and you can get it done in the next 5 days, it's actually a relatively easy listen. I think it's only 8 hours or 11 hours. So I'm assuming
12 hours. But
it's a relatively easy read too, I would assume. We're just about done. I'm in the meat and potatoes of the book. And a lot of this stuff that we were just talking about, we're going to bring up again on Friday. So if anyone's read that book, you want to join our book review, we're more than happy to have you on. Reach out to me at Ian at Equity Warehouse or Jason at HarmonyBankers.com.
Cool. Nice. Anything else we got to add to this week's show, or are we good to go?
No, man. I think the market's open. Things are jamming. We're doing a refinance as we speak. There's banks that are still out there lending for anyone that has any questions on that. Evictions are moving forward, even though there's all kinds of crazy stuff in the news right now. How about you? You got anything crazy? How'd Danny do this weekend?
Did not make the cut.
Did not make the
championship. But he'll be in the U.S. Open in a few weeks, and I'll be up there. So hopefully he makes the cut then.
Very nice. Yeah,
those courses are hard. You see them. I mean, whew.
Yeah, we watched 17 hours yesterday. We watched every single shot. So.
You guys did?
Yeah,
I watched it. I got ESPN Plus too. I was going to cancel it last night, and I never did.
Yeah, well, he did get to play with some famous golfers. Sorry for boring anyone, but he played with Scheffler and Hodge and Furyk, didn't he?
Yeah, he played with Furyk at the practice round. And Scheffler, it came down to the end. I mean, he almost eagled at 16. Yeah, it was good. But
that Morikawa kid had a 6-shot on 16 to lock it up.
I mean, to lock it. Him and the second best shot of the day was Bubba Watson's. I don't know if you saw Bubba's. That was way earlier in the day.
Yeah, no, we were.
He hit a driver. He hit a draw with his driver, and he teed it. It was too much club, and he teed it up high so he could hit it high.
Yeah.
And he I don't know how you put backspin on a driver, but it landed like a pitching wedge. It was the craziest thing.
Nice. Well, we won't bore our audience with golf for those that don't watch golf. But either way, we should be back on Friday with a book review. If anybody has anything, if you want to jump on here, you have value that you can bring to our audience, reach out to either one of us. We'd be happy to have you on. As you can see, business owners, real estate investors, anybody that's got something that can help somebody else, we're here. Glad to have you on. We have an open forum here, and love to have you guys on. So
yeah. All right, guys. See you next time.
Thanks for tuning in to the Real Estate Reserve Podcast. Do us a favor and like, comment, and share our broadcast. It helps the algorithm and helps us spread the word too. Till next time, thank you for tuning in.